Back in the kitchen now with Julie Sizemore from Creative Cake Supply, and we're going to do a basic recipe. You know, bake to get over those winter blues. Do something fun. Take one of the classes at Creative Cake Supplies. But especially in the weekends, you know, Ireland's always begging me, let's make a cake, let's bake cupcakes. So this is the classic frosting.
Yep, and this is primarily what's important about it is it's a all shortening based. So when you're learning techniques, it's going to be stabilized. It's not going to break down as much from, say, the heat of your hand, from the doing a technique, scraping it back into the bag, doing the technique over.
Sure.
You know, when you're learning, you're perfecting a technique.
I understand.
And a lot of it, the most important part is your icing consistency.
Okay.
So when you buy a can of icing at the grocery store, that consistency is made for icing a cake, real thin, not for decorating. So this icing is...
And the recipe's on our website, but we're going to try and get through it. So we've got a special kind of shortening.
This is high ratio shortening, and where it differs from, say, Crisco or a generic brand is that it's made specifically for icing. It beats up lighter and fluffier, where if you overbeat a normal shortening, it'll break down.
And you sell this at the store?
We sell this at the store.
Okay, so we're going to throw that in there.
So it's a half a pound of shortening.
And you had a little scale to measure that.
Yep, because with baking, everything is about weight.
Yes.
So so this is 8 ounces of shortening.
Okay, and then it calls for a pound of powdered sugar. Should we just put a little bit in at a time?
We can, Yep, so that you don't get that big powdered sugar puff.
Yes, or we're wearing it, okay.
And then for stabilizing, this is meringue powder, and it's just dried egg whites with a little bit of a stabilizer in it.
I know that's tough to find, so Julie has that. That's where you can get that. Should we get this going now?
Yep, and then just put it on number 1. And then what you want to do is incorporate your dry ingredients halfway through. Now the important thing is humidity will affect your icing. So if it's raining, if it's snowing, you want to be a little more conservative and add less water and then get it to your consistency because it's easier to add more water than to try to add more dry ingredients.
Got it. More powdered sugar now?
Yes.
A little bit at a time, or just dump it in
and then
there?
what we're going to do is we're going to add our flavorings. Now we sell some bakery more concentrated flavorings at the shop, and I'm going to do a little bit of clear vanilla. And clear vanilla is not a real vanilla, it's imitation.
Okay.
And why you would want to use that for this type of icing is if you're going to color it, it's going to give you that pure color.
Got it. So white. You either want it white, or if, like you say, if you're going to color it, if it had that little bit of a yellow from real vanilla, you're not going to get the true color.
Correct.
I got it.
And so if you want to use the Madagascar or the bean paste, you know, it's just going to have that little bit of that off-whitish color.
Sure. So should I do a little bit of vanilla?
So we've got a little bit of vanilla, and I've got half vanilla and half coconut.
Ooh, I feel like I'm on the island. That's
Yes.
a good way to get that winter blues.
So you want a total of a teaspoon of flavoring.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll start incorporating some of our water. Now the recipe calls for 7 to 8 teaspoons of water.
Should I pump up the speed on this a little bit, or keep it as it is?
You can keep it on low for right now until all the powdered sugar.
What is the consistency we're looking for?
You want a stiffer consistency because the consistency is the key in cake decorating. I'll lock your head so it doesn't bounce for you.
Thank you.
Now we'll add just a tiny bit more water because it's easier to make a stiff icing, which this is, and then take it and portion it out and thin it down with a little bit of water.
Okay, we're out of time, so I just want to show you. This is the done one, and I want to just show you. So can you frost a cupcake over there?
This is your stiff consistency. You're not getting a lot of wobble, okay? This is your medium consistent, or your thin consistency, where it's going to go back and forth.
Okay.
And then your medium consistency, you'll get a little bit of a wobble.
All right, we're going to frost some cupcakes next, so stick with us.